Hi, I'm Timothy Wong, and I'm reviewing the film Kundo, Age of the Rampant. This movie is a historical action drama and was directed by Yoon Jong-bin and was released on July 23rd, 2024. At the time, it was the all-time highest opening day box office in South Korea for both a foreign and domestic film. Some of the notable people in the cast were Ha Jong-woo, who played Doji, Kang Dong-won, who played Cho Yoon, and Ma Dong-sok, who played Chunbo. Now, here's some of the historical context behind the film. During the late Joseon dynasty, the noble class held immense power and wealth, while the peasants were exploited by the nobles and lived miserably. The film highlights the gap between the two classes as Dochi, a poor butcher, stands up and fights against Jo Yoon, a corrupt, wealthy noble. The film also shows how traditional Confucian values were being questioned. The film critiques how the elite twisted these values to justify exploitation and maintain control. Here is a summary of the plot of the film. Jo Yoon asks Dochi to kill a mother who is pregnant with his family's heir, but Dochi cannot bring himself to do it once he sees the girl. This in turn infuriates Jo Yoon, and he punishes Dochi by burning down his house and murdering his family. Dochi is then rescued by a group of bandits called Kundo, who steal from the rich and give to the poor, like Robin Hood. This group takes Dochi in and trains him to be a strong warrior. The rest of the film follows Dochi's transformation from a powerless butcher to a fierce rebel, as he joins Kundo in fighting against Jo Yoon and the ruling elite. The story builds towards a final confrontation between Dochi and Jo Yoon, which symbolizes a clash between the oppressed and the oppressor. Now, here's the three things that I learned from watching the film. First, class divides are more moral and political than they are about economics. This is because from watching the movie, what stood out to me the most was how the film shows power being used not only to control the resources and land, but to define what's right and wrong. Jo Yoon, the nobleman, gets away with murder, while Dochi, the butcher, is punished for even daring to question it. It showed me that injustice isn't just about inequality, but it's about who has power and gets to define the rules of society. The second thing I learned was that resistance is a reoccurring theme in Korean history. The bandit group Kundo isn't just a gang who steals from the rich and gives to the poor, but rather a symbol of grassroots resistance. Their actions made me think of other historical moments when oppressed people rose up, like the Donghak Peasant Revolution, the Comfort Women testimonies, and all the people who stood up against Imperial Japan rules. It showed me that a lot of Korea's history and identity are built on people who fought for their justice in their own way. The final thing I learned was that film can be a powerful tool for teaching history. Oftentimes, people forget about history or are simply not interested in learning it. However, films like Kundo, Age of the Rampant, can teach people history in an engaging manner. It pushes us to ask ourselves questions like, what would I have done if I lived back then? Would I have fought back or just try to survive? This very engagement is something that no textbook alone could accomplish. Thank you.